What's up, NFL fans? It's NFL Nate back again. Today, we're going to be doing our 2021 Mock Draft 6.0. This is our sixth mock draft on the channel. Check out our other ones before if you want to. They're really good. But this one, we have 5 quarterbacks going in the top 13 picks. A super good draft coming up for you guys. Obviously, it's really different. We would be doing combine stuff right now. But with COVID, obviously, it's hard to do that. But we're still going to be doing a mock draft. I also have 2 teams trading up to get QBs. Very interesting, so you want to stay till the end to see what all 32 teams pick. Before we jump into it, if you guys could like and subscribe, it would mean a lot. It's free, and it helps me out a ton. So let's jump right into this. Obviously, number 1 pick, Trevor Lawrence. I don't need to explain this. He's clearly the number 1 pick, and he's probably one of the most talented quarterbacks we have seen in a very long time, and is going to set this Jacksonville Jaguars franchise in a good path. Next at number 2, I have Zach Wilson. I was tinkering around with the idea of the New York Jets sticking with Sam Darnold, but we overheard today that the owner said that, no, I think it was the GM said that they're open for Sam Darnold market, so they're open to trading him. So it looks like they're going to go all in on Zach Wilson or whatever quarterback they want at number 2. Then at number 3, I have a big trade. As you guys probably saw, the Carolina Panthers are jumping up to number 3 to take Justin Fields. So let's look at that trade. The Carolina Panthers are trading with the Miami Dolphins. The Carolina Panthers are going to receive the 3rd overall pick. And in return, the Miami Dolphins get the 8th overall pick. I think this is a really good trade for both sides. On the Panthers side, they have an offense with tons of potential and tons of weapons with Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, and Curtis Samuel that can be super explosive with a quarterback like Justin Fields. And on the Dolphins side of the ball, they can pretty much pick whoever they want at the 3rd overall pick. But going down to the 8th overall pick, they can still get someone like Jamar Chase. If Jamar Chase falls to them, they can get someone like him or Penei Sewell or DeVonta Smith or Jaylen Waddle. Just tons of different options. And they just don't have the choice that they want now that they're at the 8th. But they pick up a 2nd-round pick and a 4th-round pick, which I think is going to stockpile even more picks that they have in this draft because they already have another 1st-rounder and another 2nd-rounder. So they're going to have 3 2nd-rounders, 2 1st-rounders, an extra 4th-rounder. So they're just going to be piling up draft picks. And it's just a small move down, so I like this for the Miami Dolphins. Now moving on with the rest of the draft, I have a very surprising pick. I have the Atlanta Falcons going Kyle Pitts. Now obviously, with 3 quarterbacks going in the top 3, the Atlanta Falcons aren't sure if they want Trey Lance, and they could go Trey Lance, and obviously they're probably not going to be in a position to get a quarterback anytime soon. But I feel like Matt Ryan still has something left in the tank. I've been mocking quarterbacks to the Atlanta Falcons for a long time, but I think Kyle Pitts is just such a good talent. If you haven't seen Kyle Pitts' college tape, just go search up Kyle Pitts highlights, and it is just ridiculous. I think they take the best player on the board right now in Kyle Pitts. Then the Cincinnati Bengals take Penei Sewell, offensive lineman. This is pretty self-explanatory. The Bengals do not want Joe Burrow to be injured again, and they get the best offensive lineman in the draft, in my opinion, in Penei Sewell. Then at the Philadelphia Eagles at number 6, they have an interesting option. Obviously, with Carson Wentz being traded, they're either going to go Jalen Hurts or somebody else. And somebody else right at this number 6 spot could be Trey Lance because he's sitting right there. But I feel like just throwing a rookie quarterback into a dumpster fire offense like the Eagles have, you saw how bad Carson Wentz played with the Eagles offense with no weapons and no line. Drafting a rookie and trying to put him in there is not going to help anymore. I say you just help Jalen Hurts, the quarterback you have, instead of trying to replace him with somebody else that's just not even going to do that well because they have no O-line and no weapons. So I think you actually draft to make Jalen Hurts good instead of just trying to get another quarterback. And you take a very, very good wide receiver in Jamar Chase that can instantly help Jalen Hurts and this offense. And I'm surprised Jamar Chase fell this far. And I think the Eagles just pick him up and take advantage of this opportunity. And then for the Detroit Lions, they have another interesting option. Obviously, they got Jared Goff, But they're not in a win now mode. I hate to break it to you, Lions fans, but if you think you're gonna go 10-6 next year, it's not happening. I think you draft Trey Lance and he sits behind Jared Goff for a year. It's going to be a rebuild for the Lions. And I think it's going to take 1 or 2 years, but they have young talent, and I think Trey Lance can be that quarterback that can make them go on a playoff run and be that franchise guy. So I think they pick up Trey Lance at number 7. Then the Miami Dolphins at number 8. Obviously, they traded down, and they still get DeVonta Smith at number 8. And I think if you're a Dolphins fan, you have to be happy with this. You trade down and then get DeVonta Smith to pair with Tua, and you get an extra second and an extra fourth. I think this would be an amazing move for the Dolphins if they traded down like this. And so those are my first 8 picks. Next, we're going to look at picks 9 through 16. First, the Denver Broncos at number 9. They select Caleb Farley. This one, they can go Mac Jones, but I feel like they need to repair the defense that they have right now because they want to get that to its top position. They have tons of weapons on offense, and I think they can find a quarterback in free agency. Then I have the Dallas Cowboys. They can either go Patrick Surtain or Rashawn Slater as they have right now, but I feel like Rashawn Slater will help Dak Prescott way more. If you guys remember when Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott were rookies in 2017, they were the number 1 seed. Obviously, they lost in the playoffs, but they had an extremely good record. And people will say that's because of Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott, and that is one of the reasons, but they had an amazing offensive line. So I think prioritizing the offensive line in the draft will help them a ton. Rashawn Slater is a great player, a versatile offensive lineman that can help them. So I think repairing the offensive line is a little more important than that defense. Then at number 11, I have the New York Giants selecting Jaylen Waddle. Jaylen Waddle is going to instantly help Daniel Jones, super speedy wide receiver that can just run all over the field and make plays for the New York Giants. So I like that. Then at number 12, I have the San Francisco 49ers selecting lockdown corner out of Alabama, Patrick Surtain. I think this will really help the 49ers defense go back to its Super Bowl 54 form. So I like this for the 49ers. Then we have a trade. The Pittsburgh Steelers trade up to get Mac Jones. So let's look at the trade. Obviously, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they trade up to number 13 with the Los Angeles Chargers, and they trade up to get Mac Jones. Then for the they also get a 6th rounder. Then for the Chargers, they get the 55th overall pick, which is a 2nd rounder, and the 88th overall pick, which is a 3rd rounder. So it's pretty much they swap 1st-round picks, and then the Chargers get a 2nd-round pick, and they swap a 3rd rounder for a 6th rounder, so the Chargers move up. I think if for the Pittsburgh Steelers, this is a great move because Ben Roethlisberger is aging, and I think Mac Jones would benefit so much from learning behind Ben Roethlisberger for a year. Ben Roethlisberger is an experienced veteran quarterback, and a player like Mac Jones could become amazing and the franchise guy for the Steelers if he was able to sit behind Ben Roethlisberger for a year, so I really like this. And for the Chargers, if we look back at the board right here, Rashawn Slater's gone. Both cornerbacks are gone. Jaylen Waddle's gone. Kyle Pitts is gone. Everybody they want is gone. They could go Christian Darrisaw, but if the Pittsburgh Steelers give him an offer like a 2nd rounder and a 3rd rounder, it's hard to pass up, especially knowing that it's a deep offensive line class for the Chargers, so they can pick up somebody in the later in the draft. And so that's the trade. Next, I have the Minnesota Vikings picking Christian Darrisaw. Like I said, he's a very good offensive tackle. He can really help that Minnesota Vikings offense, Dalvin Cook and Kirk Cousins. Then the New England Patriots at number 15, I think they pick Micah Parsons. He's the talent right here at number 15, and he'll be really good for that New England defense, and will just make that New England defense really, really good. Then at number 16, the Arizona Cardinals select J.C. Horn. I don't know if this is a little bit of a reach. I don't think it's too big of a reach just because the Cardinals, they really need cornerback. They could go running back here, but I feel like that's definitely a stretch because you can get running backs much easier than that. J.C. Horn can really help that defense, which is what the Cardinals need. Obviously, they got J.J. Watt. I would have had them pick edge, but they already got J.J. Watt. And I think J.C. Horn will really help that defense grow and blossom. Sorry, I skipped a slide. Next, we're looking at picks 17 through 24. Sorry for that. First, the Las Vegas Raiders, they select Kwity Paye. They need edge rusher, and in my opinion, they get the best edge rusher in Kwity Paye. I think this is totally worth it for the Raiders, and they're very lucky that Kwity Paye falls to them. Then the Dolphins, their second pick in the first round, they select Samuel Cosmi, big offensive tackle from Texas. I really like this for the Dolphins. He can play right tackle for them. He's very, very big. And so I think that will really help Tua. And I think this offseason just for the Dolphins needs to be about helping Tua and just making his environment the best so he can succeed. Because if Tua succeeds, then the Dolphins can succeed. So getting DeVonta Smith and Samuel Cosmi can really help that. And they also got extra draft picks that can help them. Then at number 19, I have the Washington football team selecting Kadarius Toney, wide receiver from Florida. I really like this for the Washington football team. I'm not sure who they have at quarterback, but pairing Kadarius Toney with Terry McLaurin would really, really help the Washington football team wide receiver core. So I like that. Then we have another wide receiver, back-to-back wide receivers. The Bears select Rashad Bateman. Kind of the same scenario. We don't know who the Bears are going to have at quarterback. There's no good quarterbacks in the draft as they sit here unless they want to go for Kyle Trask, which I don't think they do. So I think they pick up Rashad Bateman. If Mitchell Trubisky starts, then it's just another weapon, and it's just going to make that offense better because the Bears, they have a great defense, but anywhere on the offense needs help except for running back for the Bears. So just pick up a good weapon for the offense. Then the Colts, they go Tevin Jenkins. Tevin Jenkins, really, really good offensive tackle from Oklahoma State. So that can help the Colts, obviously, with Carson Wentz. I think giving Carson Wentz some protection will be very good compared to what he had in Philadelphia. So that will be good for Carson Wentz and the Colts. Then at number 22, the Tennessee Titans select Gregory Rousseau. This is just a good fit for the Titans. They need edge rusher in free agency and the draft. So I think this is a perfect pick because they need to fix that pass rush on defense. Then at number 23, the New York Jets, they select Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. They got the leader of the offense in Zach Wilson. Now they can get the leader of the defense in Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, just like the Chargers did last year with Justin Herbert and Kenneth Murray. So this will really be a good piece that Robert Saleh can build around, kind of like Fred Warner with the 49ers. So I really like this pick for the Jets. Then at number 24, the Elijah Vera Tucker for the Los Angeles Chargers. Obviously, they traded down and got some extra picks, but they really didn't sacrifice much. They still were able to get Elijah Vera Tucker, really good guard that can really help that Chargers offensive line. So I think this trade would be worth it for the Chargers if they were to trade down and then pick up somebody like Elijah Vera Tucker. Then finally, our last 8 picks, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars selecting Trevon Moehrig, safety from TCU. This is really, really good. He's just a player that can fly around, make big hits. Kind of reminds me of Earl Thomas a little bit, but I really, really like him for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then the Cleveland Browns, I have them picking Christian Barmore. This would be good for the Cleveland Browns. Just help that D-line become even better because that defense is what needs to become good for the Browns. Their offense is good, so getting a good playmaker on defense will help the Browns. Then the Baltimore Ravens, they pick an edge rusher, Jaylen Phillips. They could go O-line here, but I think Jaylen Phillips is a good value right here and a very good edge rusher that can help that Ravens defense. Then at number 28, Nick Bolton, linebacker for the New Orleans Saints. I like this one. It can really, really help that New Orleans Saints defense. They are in a cap crunch, and I think Nick Bolton is the best talent right here, so it can really help the Saints. Then the Green Bay Packers take Rondelle Moore. Rondelle Moore, I watched some of his tape, and he is just a Swiss Army knife. They use him in tons of different ways, so I think Matt LaFleur will love to use that, and Aaron Rodgers will have a good wide receiver in that offense. Then the Buffalo Bills, this is kind of a surprise, but I have them taking Javonte Williams, the first running back off the board. People might disagree with this, but just go watch Javonte Williams. He is so, so good. He has a nasty stiff arm. He has speed. He breaks tackles like nobody's business. And he's strong, finishes runs, and he has a very good impact in the passing game. So I think this is just a perfect all-around running back that can pair well with Josh Allen in that offense. So I really, really like this fit in Buffalo with Javonte Williams. Then the Kansas City Chiefs, I have them taking Jaylen Mayfield. They need to help that offensive line just get more depth, and because it's getting older and older. So I think Patrick Mahomes would like Jaylen Mayfield. And then I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going with the second running back in the first round, Naji Harris. This one, I think Leonard Fournette is probably going to be leaving. You have Ronald Jones, but Naji Harris can be that guy of the future for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at running back. He's just a nasty player. You saw him hurdle people, stiff arm. The only thing is his passing game, but I think a hard pounding running back is just what the Buccaneers want, and they get him with Naji Harris at the 32nd pick. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. All the support means a lot. It's free, so just hit that subscribe button. My next mock draft is going to be a 2-round mock draft, so you got to stay tuned for that next Friday. Watch my last video right there, and I have a new series coming out on Monday that you don't want to miss, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. See ya!